Israel is a sovereign nation with the right, like every other sovereign nation, to determine its own capital. Yet for many years we failed to acknowledge the obvious, the plain reality that Israel's capital is Jerusalem.
Here now to react to this historic day is Ehud Barak. He is a former Israeli prime minister, of course, and the author of My Country, My Life, Fighting for Israel, Searching for Peace. Prime Minister, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All day long, we've heard from people who point to the pictures that you just saw and say this takes us further from peace by moving our embassy. What's your reaction to that?
I don't think so. For all Israel, it's a moving moment, and for me, it's a decision that should have been taken 70 years ago, for sure 25 years ago. And we are very glad and thankful to President Trump for just making it happen. It's true that it's alienated the Arab, but for no reason. Basically, it does not exclude the possibility that when the Palestinians come to their mind and are ready to strike a deal, they will have their state and probably have their the capital, probably in some heavily Arab-habitated neighborhood of Jerusalem. They will have their embassy there, the American embassy there.
But a lot of people have made the argument today that the Palestinians were speaking to President Trump before this happened. When he made the announcement, they thought this signals that he's on the side of Israel, that he's not an honest broker and can't be in the middle and can't help solve this problem. And so it set us back in those terms, and they point to the violence as well. Does it make the negotiation harder?
I don't know. I don't think that it should make it harder. I think that that was something that was obvious, as the president said, and should have been done for a long time. And the proof of the pudding is in the eating. The Palestinians should enter the room, be ready to put end to terror, put end to incitement. Israel should take certain steps to make easier their life, both in the West Bank and probably in Gaza, and start negotiate. That's the only way to decide whether it helps or blocks it.
Do you suspect that on the side of Israel, I mean, because one possibility is the president is obviously a deal maker, and if he puts this out there first, then the next step could be when everybody gets to the table to turn and ask Israel for something even bigger, saying, hey, guess what? You know, I moved our embassy, I came out on your side out of the gate, and now if everybody finally comes to the table, I need you to give something up. Do you, as somebody who's negotiated in these shoes before, do you worry that that's what the move was about?
I'm not worried from everything. You know, we have nothing to lose. The alternative is to fight and spill blood or shed blood forever. Doesn't make sense. We are stronger than any enemy or combination of enemies. We can afford, out of self-confidence and strength, to negotiate our future and check honestly whether there is a possibility. Probably it will take time. Probably it will take more time than 2 terms of a president, but it will happen at the end. And I think that whatever contribution a president can make for it is positive.
Yeah. I want to bring out your new book, My Country, My Life. You say that you offer a warning of sorts in the book, which I think is apropos for this conversation we're having right now, basically saying that Israel's at a crossroads. You know, what is that crossroads, and what do you think the biggest challenge is right now?
Oh, we are at a crossroad where we have to decide where do we head. You know, we are stronger, as I mentioned, than any external enemy, so Israel doesn't suffer from any external threat. But we have to choose our way. Are we heading toward one state, which is what the present government seems to be looking for, which will end up inevitably in either non-Jewish or non-democratic state, because it's the block of millions of Palestinians under our control can vote to the Knesset. That's a binational state immediately and within short time, binational state with Arab majority. If they cannot vote, that's not a democracy. So I think we have to take concrete steps in order to make sure that this drift on the slippery slope toward one-state solution, which is might be a tragedy for the Zionist project, will be stopped. We are strong enough, sober enough, should take our fate in our hands, make Israel even stronger, more flourishing, while at the same time trying to reduce the tension with the Palestinians.
So that's been the other analysis today as you watch. And Lindsey Graham was saying today that this is the right move. This should have been done a long time ago, but also there should be a two-state solution. I mean, maybe that's what this is teeing up for, both getting out of the Iran agreement and moving the embassy. And then in return, you say, look, there has to be a two-state solution. And combination of all of that coming together could be the most peaceful outcome. What do you think of that analysis?
I'm not afraid of any attempt to reach a two-state solution. A good idea and good opportunity now, especially when we all have common interest to struggle with radical Muslim terror, to put at bay the Iranian hegemonic and nuclear intentions, and to join hands with the rest of the moderate Sunnite monarchs and leaders in the region, Saudi Arabia, Gulf state, Egypt, Jordan, to develop huge infrastructure projects which are needed in water, energy, everything. This is a great opportunity, but it cannot fly if Israel doesn't make certain steps toward the Palestinians. The reason is not that the Arab leaders have a love affair with the Palestinians. They don't. But because their publics have, and the Arab leaders do not feel safe in their own seats if they engage in Israel publicly and seriously, while the Palestinians are still under our total control. We have to find a way in order to protect our security, our future, our identity, to disengage. Call it a divorce. We don't have a love affair with Palestinians. At least let's have a benign divorce.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. Ehud Barak, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, Mr. Prime Minister. Thank you.